right, so let's say that we've been working with our foam roller, we've gotten into the hip crease here, into our hip flexors, maybe worked our way down even into the quads. So after I've spent about a minute on each part up here into the hip flexors, maybe down into the quad a little bit, I'm gonna get into a static stretch because now is the time where this static stretch for time is gonna be beneficial because working with whichever foam roller you're going to be working with, whether it's one of the longer ones or a shorter one, this is actually getting the tissue pliable, working on what's known as tissue extensibility, to where the nervous system will somewhat let up to where I can make lasting changes on that muscle tissue through the static stretching. So I have my setup here for this half kneeling couch stretch variation. So I'm going to show you with this inside leg what we're working with. So if I get into this position where I hook my toes into this bench and then get set up to where I'm stretching out this hip flexor and really everything going down to that knee. So feeling it definitely in my quad. But from this position, I'm trying to squeeze this glute if I can. You can see the other leg, I just have shin vertical on top of the ankle, down from the knee, and I am trying to straighten and lengthen this out the best I can. From here, it is a little bit tough to actually squeeze my glute with this foot hooked up, but I'm gonna lean into it just a bit, and 30 seconds to a minute on each side, maintaining a neutral low back. You'll notice that I'm not leaning in, I'm not flexing, and I'm not hyperextending. So I'm trying to keep a good neutral low back position. I can add a little bit to this. I can reach up, I can lean into my opposite side here and further get a little bit more stretch through everything. I can even rotate and get into it as well. So that is a really pretty deep, intense stretch for me from hip flexor all the way down through that quad. So I would do that side. This opposite side that you can't really see here so well because I'm blocking it. This is actually the tighter side for me, which is actually my left side. But the same thing, I would get into this and I would really make an effort to hold this minimum 30 seconds. You can go a minute working into these angles. I've kind of worked myself out of the frame, but I wanted you to see the ground and just see the knee that's down. I have a pad underneath it just for comfort. And I just want to make sure that that lower back is in a good position. So tall with my chest. And lean into it, get some rotation. One of the biggest keys with static stretching is you have to use your breath. If I'm holding my breath, if I'm not breathing, that's going to keep the muscle tissue tense. So make sure that you're breathing effectively. Breathe through your stretches. Half kneeling, couch stretch variation for the hip flexors for the quads.